It's Sunday, April 25th, 2021. A lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. I took down a bunch of notes, as you can see right here. I want to share them with you. Went through a few articles over the weekend, watching some of the news, looking at the CNBC website right now, front page. And there's a few things I want to talk about. And one of them is one of the most important, and it's protecting your wealth. We have never been, in my opinion, and I think most of you would agree, there's never been a more important time to be protecting your wealth. Your wealth can be wiped out in a matter of seconds today. All that wealth that you have, whether it's a little or a lot, that wealth took hard work. It took blood, sweat, and tears. It took savings. It took sacrifice. And it can be wiped out quickly. When you look at what is transpiring in the news over the weekend, cyber attacks, hedge funds robbing their clients, Ponzi schemes, scams, volatile markets, you name it, you can be wiped out within seconds. And as I make this video today, I'm stressing with all of you, and I don't give financial advice, I'm just thinking out loud. This is how I think, this is what I'm doing. You must be protecting your wealth. Diversification is of the utmost importance. I know that we have people out there putting everything into one thing, but you must be diversified. And I cannot stress the importance of owning some of this, whether it's gold, silver, or both, gold and silver. This stuff has never been more important than it is today. Nothing can guarantee you that it's going to be worth something down the road. There's no stock, there's no bond, there's no piece of paper, there's no currency. But this stuff right here has been on Earth for over 5,000 years. Silver and gold has never been worth zero. Somebody please prove me wrong. This has never been worth zero. God's money has never been worth zero. It will never be worth zero. This is a hard, physical, tangible asset right here. And when you look at gold and silver, the two most undervalued assets on planet Earth, and as we are heading deeper into this collapse, I cannot stress the importance that you have some of this. Look, you can own as many stocks and cryptocurrencies as you want, but I really truly believe that it's in everyone's best interest to be diversified and own some of this. So make sure that you have some of this in your portfolio, because there's so much going on. And when I read an article like this one, I'm sure most of you have seen this on the news or have heard about it. Turkish crypto exchange boss goes missing, reportedly taking $2 billion of investor funds with him. That's on CNBC. Check that out. Crypto exchange founder disappears with $2 billion. Another article online today. But as I read about this individual, the founder of a popular crypto exchange in Turkey, has disappeared with $2 billion as roughly 300,000 frustrated users lost access to their accounts. When we start talking digital money and cryptos, and I know this is going to trigger some people because they must keep pushing the cryptos up. It's like, to me, and I'm not trying to offend anybody here, but it's like a Ponzi scheme that you got to keep getting somebody to continue buying it in order for the price of it to keep going up. So nobody wants to hear any negative news. Listen, I don't need anybody to buy gold. I don't need anybody to buy silver. China, India, Russia, billionaires and central banks throughout the world will buy plenty, as they've already been doing. And when we look at the record-breaking sales of gold and silver right here in America, it needs no help. But at one point, it is no longer going to be manipulated like it's been, because people are going to understand the value of holding a physical asset like gold and silver and not a paper asset like gold or silver. There's too many pieces of paper, SLV or GLD floating around. They smash these physical prices. They smash it with paper, but that is beginning to wear off, and we're beginning to see a detachment between the physical price and the silver price, and I believe that's going to continue to increase. But the more we see inflation getting out of control, the more money printing, the more devaluation of currencies around the world, there is no doubt in my mind that this is where people turn to. This is where they run to. This is history repeating itself all over again. And I know a lot of people out there will go, it's different this time. I disagree. It won't be different this time. It's going to be very, very similar to times in the past, times in our history where when their currencies blow up and they're worth nothing, there's only two things they look at: gold, silver, and of course, food, water, clothing, things like that. But when we talk financially, it's gold and silver. This right here in a depression, it's been through depressions, it's been through economic collapses, it's been through currency implosions. And guess what? It still bought food, it still bought water, it still bought security, it still bought land, it still bought houses. This stuff may be the only thing that has real purchasing power when it's all said and done. The national currency, the lira, has been in secular decline for the past 9 years over there in Turkey. And this has urged people to take gambles, to get riskier, and to risk their money. This is beginning to sound very familiar to what's happening right here in America, isn't it? But just imagine if you woke up this morning and you couldn't access your account to your digital currency. What would you do? What do you do now? So I can tell you what, I have this in locations that I can get to. And I'm not dependent, and I don't have any counterparty risk with anybody else. I'm responsible for this right here. And I can get to it anytime I want, hold it, look at it, use it, sell it, whatever I need to do. But if somebody decides to just clear out a whole an amount of currency with pressing some buttons on a screen, you're in big trouble. And I think that we have put so much faith in people and so much faith into banks and financial institutions, hedge fund managers, and the whole system that people just can't believe when they get conned, when they get ripped off, when something implodes. Now, what are these people going to do? Is this money insurable? Is this digital money insured? What do they do? This right here, I know exactly where it's at. I know exactly where it's going, and I know exactly what I'm going to do if things get bad. Turkey's central bank head says crypto regulations coming, denies total ban. So that's good news. They're not going to ban cryptos totally, but what they're going to begin to do is regulate them. And this is, I think, going to be the beginning of some serious trouble for cryptocurrencies. Look, I don't care who's in cryptocurrencies. I believe in diversification. If you believe that's the way to go, God bless you. I hope you're making money, but I also hope that you're pulling some money off the table. There's another article in The Hedge today. Fund manager arrested, charged with fraud after using client funds for his race car hobby. This was fascinating. 44-year-old Andrew Franzone was charged last week with defrauding investors of almost $40 million. Some of this money was diverted to his car collection, his race cars. He bought an airplane hangar so that he could store millions of dollars of cars. So he took clients' money, bought an airplane hangar, and bought race cars. So he was just supporting his addiction to race cars with other people's money. So how safe is your money in these hedge funds? How safe is the money in the markets? How safe is your money in the bank? Because if somebody decides to take it, you're going to have some problems. How safe is that money when it's just digits on a screen? These people tell me how much money they've made. They haven't pulled 1 cent out of that computer. It's just digits on a screen. You don't have a cent until it's in your hands. Attention shoppers, price hikes are ahead, but consumer companies hope you won't notice. Also on CNBC today, as we witness millions of Americans struggling, and they've been struggling for years, paycheck to paycheck. Now it's stimulus check to stimulus check. We are going to see companies, consumer companies, raising prices. What's new? It seems like every week I go to the grocery store, these prices continue to go up. But in the article, it says it's probably going to be between 5 and 10%. So don't worry, it's only 5 to 10% when you go to the store. It's only going to be 5 to 10% more of an increase. You won't even notice it. because they're going to change the packaging. They're going to get real slick. They're going to put smaller packs in the packages and sell it for the same price. So you're going to get less and pay more. And of course, the ingredients will be substandard. You're going to get less quality. You're going to get a lesser amount and you're going to pay more, but you'll get a fancy new box. So again, pay more, get less. What's new? It's the same old song and dance, ladies and gentlemen. But this is going to really be hard on a lot of people. Because when you're living from stimulus check to stimulus check, or you're living from unemployment check to unemployment check, the minute you have got to start paying rent again, the minute you got to start paying that mortgage again, these added expenses are going to take a massive toll on millions of people. Bloomberg today, the grocery price shock is coming to a store near you. Doesn't matter where you live. Get ready to pay more for literally everything. Gas prices creep up higher in New Jersey and around the nation. This is on the AP today, so we're going to pay more for literally everything. It's going to be more for food. It's going to be more for insurance. It's going to be more for gasoline. We're paying more now for cars, paying more for rent, paying more for education. If you don't see inflation right now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. You must be living on another planet. But inflation is alive and well, and it continues to heat up. Here's another one. Home prices soar 18% to an all-time high. A record 58% of houses sell within 2 weeks of listing. This is on The Hedge today. And I have to ask myself, a 25.7% of Americans not working, how in the world is this even possible? Well, yes, of course, hedge funds, investment companies, foreign pension money, foreign investment companies, foreign hedge money, you name it, is coming in and buying up these homes. And we are witnessing the biggest housing bubble in U.S. history. But again, I mean, these are astronomical numbers. So how is the average American going to afford a home when home prices soar 18% to an all-time high and a record 58% of homes sell within 2 weeks of listing? Have you gotten an 18% increase in your paycheck this year? Anybody out there? So 25.7% unemployment in America, people taking wage cuts. And how about the people who have voluntarily said, I'm not going back to work at all. I'll just take my unemployment check and I will take my benefit check and I will sit at home. So I don't know what else could be supporting this housing market other than a lot of investment money and the 1% going out and buying very, very large luxury homes. But again, we're seeing foreign pension funds here, foreign investment companies from the Middle East, from Asia, from Europe, investment companies right here, BlackRock, etc. It's all happening right before your very eyes. So we're going to see a country of renters when this wealth transfer ends. New home sales explode in March to highest in 15 years. How, again, is the average American keeping up with this when they're not even working, when many choose not to work, and the ones that do want to work can't find a job? And when you look at the average income here in America, $34,000, that's the average median income of an American here. That was the number last year. It's probably worse now. But in 2019, 80% of this country was living paycheck to paycheck, and now we're witnessing a housing boom. Very, very fascinating, isn't it? But this number is up 66% from last March. So we had a closed down economy, 25.7% unemployment, people living paycheck to paycheck, then stimulus check to stimulus check, and we're witnessing a 66% explosion in home sales compared to last March to this March. But we have to pay workers $50 just to show up to McDonald's for a job interview. I mean, something isn't adding up here, ladies and gentlemen, right? Something just isn't adding up. And I'm going to close with this article right here. It's titled, Struggling to Stay Afloat During the Crisis, People Turn to Strangers Online for Help. People putting up GoFundMe campaigns because they're broke, And they're so desperate, they're asking strangers just to give them money so that they can go out and buy a car or pay their rent if they're paying rent, pay for their food. So this is America today. People just put up a website and don't want to work, and beg strangers for money without offering any type of service. Don't manufacture any product or good. Just give me money. Give me $50 to go to McDonald's for the interview. I'll take the money. I'll say no, and I'll go home and pick up my government subsidy. That's where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. And when you watch stuff like this, I don't know why you wouldn't have this right here. I don't trust digits on a screen. I don't trust people with my money. I don't trust people with my life. We have got to be responsible for ourselves. And I'm not telling anybody to sell everything, get out of the stock market or get out of your hedge fund or get out of your money market or 401k. I'm not telling you to do that, but diversify, because if something goes wrong with your 401k, if it gets wiped out, this market implodes, which it will, it is a matter of time, and you get destroyed. You got to have an emergency plan. If those digits on a screen go missing, if those digits on a screen go to zero, if those digits on a screen just don't work, what do you got? If that pension folds, what do you got? You got nothing. You must act like your own pension. You've got to be self-reliant, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially at this point, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why you got to be holding some of this right here. It's never going to be worth zero. Nothing else can promise that. I'm very, very concerned with what I'm watching on a daily basis, as like many of you are. You've not seen anything like this. We're seeing so much volatility, and we're seeing a fake stock market, and we're seeing an economy dying by the day. The economy is not coming back, ladies and gentlemen. So many jobs, so many businesses are gone for good, and they're not coming back. And you've got to critically be thinking right now for yourself, for your family, about how we're going to get through this. If you're just going to hope your way through this, you're going to lose. If you think you're just going to invest in the market and trust the banks and financial institutions to have your best interest at heart, you're sadly mistaken. You're going to get wiped out here. And I'm not telling anybody, I'm not giving any financial advice. I'm just saying that make sure you're diversified and make sure you're holding something real, because at the end of the day, not if, but when these markets crash and crash hard, and that includes the real estate market. We're watching commercial real estate already in a depression, and it's going to get absolutely slaughtered. Housing is going to get crushed. Stock market going to get annihilated. Okay, it is a matter of time. All of this is a ticking time bomb, ladies and gentlemen. We have got hand grenades laying all over, with the pins pulled, by the way, all over the floor, and people are just wandering around without a clue. When one of them go off, they're all going off. And you're going to wake up one day, and the only thing that's going to matter is what you're holding. The paper, again, look, if you believe that dollar is going to be the world reserve currency forever, if you believe that the financial institutions are safe, you believe the banks are safe, you trust the banks, you believe that Wall Street isn't manipulated, then, do what you're doing. Continue to do what you're doing. I don't trust any of this, and in my opinion, much of this is on borrowed time. And time is not on your side. It is not on my side. Take every day that you have as an opportunity to continue to put the odds in your favor so that you and your family get through this collapse, that you're not a victim of this collapse, that you get through this collapse, and that you prosper through this collapse, and that you protect yourself through this collapse. And I don't believe that paper and digits are going to count for much. I do believe physical assets like this are going to count. It's going to be artwork. It's going to be gold. It's going to be silver. It's going to be land. It's going to be real estate, real tangible things. It's going to be food. It's going to be water. It's going to be things like that are going to count. Digits on a screen and pieces of paper, forget about it. And I think we're going to come to a point in America where if somebody goes, well, how much cash will you take for that gold or silver? Why would you take a piece of fiat monopoly money made of paper for something real, for God's money. I believe the dollar is on borrowed time. And the more I hear and the more I read about this digital currency coming out of China backed by gold, we're going to see a transition, ladies and gentlemen, and that transition is going to be backed by gold. Gold and silver are going to be what matters. And he who has the gold and silver is going to be the one who wins. That's how I see it. This is how I'm planning. Let me know down in the comments how you're planning, what you think about this whole crypto fiasco that just took place, where a guy just robbed 300,000 people of $2 billion. Can that happen here in America? Can your cryptocurrency be robbed? Can your wallet be robbed? Can digits on a screen be robbed? Can it happen right here in America? How safe are we? Are you safer with your money on a screen, or are you safer with your money in your hands? Let me know. God bless.